Okay, remember this video. This here is the Apple M3 Max MacBook Pro, where I said that, and this is by far the best laptop I have ever used by a long shot. But regardless, I am returning it. You know, I returned my MacBook because I found a bottleneck. Well, I was wrong, and it's very important that we talk about it because I can't believe I didn't know that before. So let me tell you something that I didn't know. This t-shirt should be actually Command Z in this instance because maybe we have to do that. If you do like this t-shirt design, you can pick it up in the description below. So basically, I returned my $4,000 MacBook Pro M3 Max that I actually had very good experience using. It was really nice in every single way until I found that potentially I was RAM bottleneck. And that's not exactly how Mac OS uses RAM. The unified memory and how Mac OS uses it is actually a little bit different than I thought, and I can't believe I've never somehow come across that. What I was finding is that I was running out of memory. Sometimes the memory was all used up. If you look at some of the specs on Activity Manager, so there was like only 86 megabytes left or something like that. But when memory is almost running out, or when it looks like memory is running out, it's not necessarily a bottleneck. And let me explain you now how this works. So there's something called memory pressure, memory compression on the RAM. So imagine when you're opening, you know, any of the applications, we're doing video editing, creators, we're doing Photoshop video, something like that. There is some kind of RAM, so random access memory, that we're accessing through our programs. You know, there's all sorts of video stuff. We need to run this on a very fast memory, right? But then the operating system says, look, temporarily, if you want to go fast in there, I've got lots of free space in here. I'm going to give you access to a lot more than what you need. So then the program might cache some of the files that we're using currently. Let's say we've got, you know, some tabs open on Chrome and something in Premiere Pro and Final Cut or whatever. It pulls some of this data and then just caches it in there and lets your program use like all the memory that you're temporarily using. But then it looks like, oh my goodness, I'm running out of memory. But then you open something else, what will happen is it just compresses the temporarily kind of files that you were using there into this one, and then you open something else on top there, and it constantly does that all the time. And I probably wasn't, well, I actually wasn't memory bottlenecked in that video, and you know, I actually had a lot more space in there, so I was actually using around 20 gigabytes of RAM. So that's not now compressed or used. That was actually memory pressure was about 20 gigabytes when I was just using Premiere Pro doing some video editing on a very simple timeline. Actually, in the more complicated ones I might have used more, but that's that. The only question that I have now, and maybe someone can, you know, let me know in the comment section below how that works. Does that also include the VRAM, or is it just the CPU RAM, or is it just unified? Do we look at it all together? Is that just unified? Do we look at this as, you know, CPU or GPU, or is it both together? Because I'm thinking, is that the rest of the 20 gigabytes, is that reserved then for the GPU, or how does that work? Do we just use it all together in a pool because it's unified? I'm guessing that's how it is. The other thing I mentioned in that video was the SSD pricing and the RAM pricing. And I think that is still completely true. People kept saying that, oh, you know, unified memory is more dense than some of the other RAM modules out there. But still, that memory, those memory chips there, even though they're so much more dense, they don't cost as much as the, you know, normal RAM sticks that you can get in there. And Apple charges absolute fortune for RAM as well as SSD, and I wish we could get more. Now, I understand that the RAM now is potentially, you know, 8 and 16 gigabytes. Well, I don't think it's still true that, you know, 8 gigabytes on Windows or 16 gigabytes on Windows is the same as 8 on Mac. I don't think this is the same. But for SSDs, come on, we should be getting a lot cheaper SSDs for that amount what we're paying for Apple. I'm thinking, did I make an actual mistake? Should I've actually kept the MacBook? I don't know. This is one of my old ones that has a broken screen. But now I'm thinking, I enjoyed it so much. Maybe I should have now kept it because I'm thinking, did I make a mistake? Do you think I did? Or should I have just been using some of these guys over here that actually are, you know, better, and I don't necessarily need the portability aspect. So is the $4,000 well spent on a PC or on a Mac? I feel like a PC, if I'm not needing the portability aspect, will give me a lot more performance. What do you think? Well, one thing was certain, that 1 terabyte of SSD that I had in there, that was not enough. I ran out of that very quickly, very quickly. So in my workload, that's like one video that's completely full and I can't have anything else in there. I guess we could have NAS editing. I don't know. I'm just letting you know that there was a mistake that I didn't know, and I can't believe I didn't know this before. That kind of makes me think about unified memory a lot differently than before, and it's interesting. Let me know if you knew this before. Probably you knew this. People in the comments are always smarter than I am, aren't they? The lovely thing of social media. Anyway, just wanted to throw that out there, and if you do want to ask any other questions, I'm going to meet you in the comment section below. I'd love to know what you think. Thanks guys for watching. I'll see you soon. Oh, I forgot to tell you that I've actually taken the video down from, you know, like YouTube search. So basically, when people find the video, they wouldn't kind of get bad information. But if you still want to see the video, I'm going to leave the link in the description below so you can find it. So I'm not like hiding the video. It's still there if you want to see it. But just people from YouTube search wouldn't find it, because that wouldn't be fair for them to kind of make a decision based on that information, and hopefully they, you know, see this video instead. Okay, that's all.